The lone archaeologist carefully lifts the old floorboards in the dusty attic of a grand country house. He finds centuries of dirt and trash that have gathered there over a long and troubled history. But he also finds something amazing, a stash of historical treasure that shines like gold. Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Today we will talk about discovery of historical treasure. But before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for regular updates. Let's get started. Gold rat nest. After 2020's lockdown, archaeologist Matt Champion agreed to stay in England's Oxburgh Hall. He found history under each floorboard in the 15th century manor's attic rooms. Another discovery sheds light on the former residence. Hall has been the Bedingfelds family seat since the Middle Ages and has seen many different people come and go, but few could have been as curious as Champion, who meticulously recorded everything he discovered. Alongside the relics of everyday life, something unexpected caught his eye among the discarded cigarette packets and newspaper scraps. Champion saw a rat's nest shot with brilliant gold near a gilded scroll through years of rubbish. What treasures had he found beneath the floorboards of this historic family home? Like many of England's great houses, Oxburgh's story is long and bloody. In the 13th century, Thomas de Wayland was the land's original owner, but he was stripped of his assets as punishment for bad behavior. In a desperate attempt to survive, he sold the land to the Tottenham family, whose descendant Sir Edmund Bedingfeld built a grand house on the land. In 1482, the nobility received royal authorization to fortify the land, the manor at Oxford, and this feature remained there to this day. The following year, during Richard II's coronation to the English throne, Bedingfeld was given a knighthood, and for several decades the family's close alignment with the nation's monarchs saw their fortunes grow. Yet Bedingfeld's loyalty to the House of York did not last. In 1498, he hosted the new Tudor King Henry VII at Oxford. Eventually, a new heir took over the estate and continued to foster close ties with the House of York. In fact, the family's fortunes took a dramatic turn when Elizabeth I came to the throne with the Act of Uniformity in 1559. Catholicism was outlawed and Beatenberg's case dismissed from court, and when he refused to sign the document, he was further persecuted for his beliefs. Back at Augsburg, the Beatenberg family was fined and threatened with imprisonment. Yes, they had fallen very far from their previous high status. For the next 3 centuries, the Beatenbergs were ostracized by society. Parliamentary forces ransacked Augsburg and shot family members, but the Bedingfelds remained loyal to the crown even when Charles I did little to compensate them for their losses. The family retreated from English society, often traveling abroad or becoming religious. Sir Henry Bedingfeld's Gothic revival restoration in the 1830s saved the house. Sadly, by the 1950s, the family found them unable to meet the costs of maintaining Oxburgh Hall, so it was sold to an insurance company and very nearly demolished long before Champion discovered its hidden treasures. England's rich heritage draws tens of thousands of tourists to the estate each year. The moated estate is intriguing at first glance. The walled medieval manor has historical treasures. The King's Room commemorates Henry VII and Elizabeth of York's visit. You can also see the little crawl space where Catholic Bedingfelds sheltered priests during persecution. Augsburg's history is on display, but other parts are hidden. The news broke in February 2020. The National Trust said that an extensive investigation of the family's papers had revealed that Sir Henry Arundel Bedingfeld II Baronet had secretly supported the Jacobite cause at Augsburg. Jacobites, who were they? Some Jacobites backed King James II's Anglican daughter Mary I after his 1688 deposition. Researchers found that enormous sums of money had been transferred from the estate to known supporters, and that the British government had accused the baronet of providing money to promote the Stuart cause. But the most significant finding was that discovery was a drinking glass engraved with pro-Jacobite symbols, although it was found in Scotland. The object is believed to have been commissioned by Sir Henry, further fueling suspicion about where the bear's true loyalties lay. It also sheds light on one of Augsburg's darkest periods. Later that year, a more literal light was shown in the dark and dusty attic rooms. At the top of the ancient manor back in 2016, one of Oxburgh Hall's dormer windows collapsed, revealing the poor state of the aging roof. Then, in December 2019, an ambitious restoration project costing £6 million and covering different parts of the estate was launched. Champion worked in the attic without special equipment after lifting the floorboards to uncover the joists. He hand-searched the place and uncovered intriguing items. Champion was the first to examine under Augsburg's attic floorboards in centuries. The specialist identified a pattern of dust and debris that proved the place had lain undisturbed for many years, with daily objects from across the eras, and even some surprise treasures. Augsburg's mundane side was shown by old cigarette packs, crisp wrappers, and newspaper crumbs under the floors. Champion found an unwrapped chocolate package. Champion recovered scribbled fragments, wax seal remnants, and ping-pong balls, suggesting the attic rooms had hosted games. Forrest claimed the flooring preserved the treasures. She reported that each dust wave peaked under the board crack. Material was often inches thick and set on top of a layer of lime plaster that sucked out moisture from the waste and preserved much of it. But the real surprise came when a builder found gold in the attic rubble. The source was a vivid blue 15th century illustrated book fragment. In August 2020, Forrest told The Guardian that the National Trust had never unearthed such an amazing object in a pile of garbage. The nests contained 200 shards of silk, wool, satin, leather, and velvet, some from the 16th century. The book illuminated the Bedingfeld family's history. According to sources, some of the fragments are from the Tudor period, when the Bedingfelds were highly respected at the royal court, while others are from the Elizabethan and early Georgian periods. The National Trust says the fragments may have ended up in the nests after being discarded during clothing alterations when the family's financial situation changed. Gold-accented silk, embroidered woven textiles, and 16th century metallic thread cloth are the most beautiful. Researcher uncovered felted fabric that may have been Tudor stockings or a caplight. The Guardian Forest said the rat's nest's fabric shreds were preserved in the attic. Academics could read a 16th century handwritten score. Experts believe scores like the one found in the attic may have contributed to the hull's concealed masses. A 16th century songbook was recently discovered in Augsburg's attic by a carpenter. These objects contain so many clues that confirm the history of the house as the retreat of a devout Catholic family who retained their faith across the centuries in July 2020, said Russell Clement, the estate's general manager. Augsburg reopened to visitors for the first time since renovations began, and the team has been preparing to reveal the new chapters in the story of this ancient house. Clement added, "That's it for today. We hope you guys enjoyed the video. What do you think about this discovery? Tell us in comment section. Please like and share our videos. Don't forget to subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for regular updates.